So we're at the compound tonight for this Titanic battle. Titanic in so many sense. Harbourview, the Stars of the East, in their traditional gold and blue. And the St. Catherine-based team only in their second season in the Red Star Premier League. Dunbeholden FC. Harbourview 7th with 7 points. Dunbeholden, they're 9th with 6 points. So a big game, if you can imagine one, for both these teams would want to get their season going. Dunbeholden would have suffered a couple of defeats. They won 2 games, but they've struggled. Here's a tough bounce for the Harbourview goalkeeper, and Tafari Chambers came out of that one unscathed, but it's tough. I'll give you the starting lineups for both these teams. We start with the home team, Harbourview. Chambers in goal, that's Tafari Chambers. Akeem Mullings wears the number 6. 7 is Kemar Bennett. 10 is Norman Campbell. 11 is Timar Lewis. 14 is John Luca Levy. As Dunbeholden, they're on the attack on that right-hand side. Can't get across in. Good defending. And in the end, it's a goal kick for the Harbourview team. So John Luca Levy wears the number 14. 17 is Ajani Talbot. 26, Romario Campbell. The number 27 is Decoy Williams. 30 is Tevin Scott. And the 31 is Gerald Neal. For the visiting Dunbeholden team in goal, Giovanni Smith. The number 43 is Andre Dice. 8 is Kimani Bailey. 10 is Andre McFarlane. 13, Chevon James. 16, Kemoy Atkinson. 17, Atafarai Bygrave, a prolific striker from out of the East. 19 is Kevin Reed. 23 is Nicoy Christian. 24 is DeAndre Thomas. And the number 32, the captain, is Shaquille Dyer. Christian stands over this one. I don't think he will be going direct to goal. Maybe about midway the Harbourview half. Does have a pretty decent kick on him, Nicoy Christian. And he executed a lot of pace behind that one, but not the direction needed. And Nicoy Christian, you can consider him to be one of those travelled players in the Premier League. Would have started out in the Premier League at Portmore United, having come across from Garvey Maceo, where they won the Da Costa Cup. And came to Portmore United. Then from Portmore United, he would have had stints, I believe, at Tivoli Gardens, Cavalier, now at Dunbeholden FC, and seemed as if he has found a footing. Here now is Norman Campbell, a very skillful former Jamaica College player. This one is played through now. What can he do? Tevin Scott does well, top of the 18-yard box, and it's scooped over the crossbar by Romario Campbell. You want to say former Harbourview, former Waterhouse, former Humble Lion, former Mount Pleasant player. Now currently, again, a Harbourview player, and they're happy to see Romario Campbell back. Romario Campbell would have been molded in the same fashion of Jermaine Hugh and was tipped to take over from Jermaine Hugh a couple of years ago. And then after winning the Premier League, the last time Harbourview won the Premier League, made a shocking move to Waterhouse and struggled. Here's Luca Levy winning possession for Harbourview. Known as DeAndre Thomas. Well, if my memory serves me right, the first time I would have seen DeAndre Thomas would have been playing for Brazil, the team from St. Anne, along with Daniel Green. He was, I believe, here at Harbourview with Green. And Daniel Green, of course, now at Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Here's a throw-in, a Janet Talbot, recently called up to the Reggae Boys team. Good turn here from Andre McFarlane. Has DeAndre Thomas to his left and tried to pick out DeAndre Thomas, but by the time the ball was played, the number 24 for Dunbeholden found themselves in an offside position. So here they are. Here is Bennett. Ball chipped over the top. Looking for the run of Timar Lewis. And a strong challenge, and it goes out for a corner kick for Harbourview. The Stars of the East. They have Decoy Williams on the park, but they don't have their usual captain. Pretty tough at the back. This one is swung inside, looking for Decoy Williams, the goalkeeper goes up. He's fouled by Tevin Scott, it seemed. So no Nicholas Beckett for Harbourview in their starting lineup. And Nicholas Beckett is an ever-present threat when it comes to dead ball situations. And the Harbourview team, they do have a lot of talent, skill, pace, poise to call upon on their bench. As we look at goalkeeper Giovanni Smith there. After that challenge, so I reckon round about 6 minutes gone in this first half. 0-0 between these two teams. And two teams searching for 3 points, 3 massive points in the context of things. Giving chase for the pack, which is being led by Malines United. Coach Lijasu Sim says the 6 is real. And the reason for that is because they've won all 6 games contested so far. They're the first promoted team to win all 6 games. And we did some calculation, and if it is that you win 11 games, then you're assured of a spot in the Premier League for next season. So with 2.5 rounds to go, Malines United, they just require another 5 wins. So a lot of time to get those 5 wins, and based on how they're playing, you back them to get it. Here's McFarlane, played at Tivoli Gardens, then at Waterhouse. And this one is played behind now. Here is Timar Lewis. Lewis cuts inside, a lovely pass to pick out Romario Campbell. His first touch is a poor one. Luca Levy gets possession, or rather Levy. First name is John Luca, last name Levy. Here is Bennett. No doubts about his last name. And Shaquille Dar, the captain of this Dunbeholden unit, puts this one out for a throw-in. Here they are again, Dunbeholden. Kamoy Atkinson, the number 16. One of those players that they call Planter. And the mold of Derek Planter. Barrington Planter, those 2 famous names. Played a lot in the Premier League as well. Here is Lewis, and a strong challenge coming in here from Kimani Bailey. And Dunbeholden trying to get out of their defense. Love the ball to Andre McFarlane. Oh, his first touch was a poor one. And as the Harbourview players don't look to be Romario Campbell. And if there's anything about Andre McFarlane that you can say, is that when he was at Tivoli Gardens, pretty skillful, lacked pace, and is sometimes lacked game awareness. Improved slightly at Waterhouse, and now taking on a new challenge at Dunbeholden FC. And it's about his decision making, Andre McFarlane, and he tends to go in and out of games. And if you ask me, he's probably better playing off the right hand side. I've seen him being employed as a number 9 central attacker, and it hasn't really worked for him. Andre McFarlane has the privilege of scoring in a Manning Cup semi-final for Waterford. Won that semi-final, I believe it was back in 2010, when they went to that final and lost to Jamaica College. I believe they played Norman Manley and won 1-0 Waterford at Ferdinand Park. There's a Janet Talbot, would have won titles at Jamaica College. Decoy Williams, former national player. has space. Chips this one on the left-hand side, but has too much on it. Is asking too much of Akeem Mullings there on the left-hand side. Bailey's back on the park, which is good for Dunbeholden FC. Here's Andre McFarlane. Gets by one, only one player, and he picks him out on the right-hand side. That took a bubble just in front of him. And good challenge from Decoy Williams. Possession is given away back to Dunbeholden. What can they do? They got off a shot in the end, but it was a pretty tame and weak one. Atafari Bygrave. Played football in one of those Caribbean islands. Here's Bygrave again. Lovely pass to McFarlane. Goes on his left foot. That's his favored left foot. You can't give Andre McFarlane a lot of space on his left-hand side. Has a deadly left foot. And that shot has awoken the Chafflin Dunbeholden supporters. Here's the goal kick. Flicked on by Lewis. And goes out for a throw-in for Dunbeholden. Kamoy Atkinson. Played at Humble Lion. Kamoy Atkinson. Talbot heads this one out. There's a lovely ball to Dean Andre Thomas. Good turn. Can he get a shot off? Does, but it's blocked. And looking at the Harbourview setup, it's almost as if they're defending with three at the back. Here they are. Lovely ball broke through to Tevin Scott. He's offside. If his finish wasn't there either. Harbourview, they have to be very careful because Akeem Mullings pushes high up the park. Tends to leave them exposed at the back. Gerald Neal, the number 31 who plays right fullback, gets caught high as well. Here's Dean Andre Thomas. Now to Christian. Ball chipped over the top, looking for Bailey. It's headed out. Levy. Now Campbell. Mullings chips this forward, looking for Scott. It's cut out at the back by Andre Dice. Norman Campbell, who has looked the part since making his Premier League debut. Nicole Christian wins possession, goes out of a Harbourview player. Kevin Morrison is the referee, FIFA referee Kevin Morrison. Christian. Throwing taken quickly. Dean Andre Thomas is on his bike. Gets by one. Can he get a square inside the box? And a sliding challenge. A whistle on the play just outside the 18-yard area. Not for the first time we've seen Decoy Williams sliding for a challenge. For the first time he's been penalized, and he's arguing with the assistant referee. And I don't think that will help him. So the free kick to be taken from that right-hand side. Bailey is there. He says if he wants to swing this one in with his left foot. Shaquille Dar is at the back post, lurking, the captain for Dunbeholden, the number 32. Nicole Christian is here. Could be an outswinger. Looks to be a left-footed effort towards goal. It's punched by Chambers. Shaquille Dyer wins it. Dyer goes all the way back now to Dice. And Dice reloads this one. DeAndre Thomas comes in. And the flag came up, surprisingly, because I didn't think that DeAndre Thomas was in an offside position, but who am I to say? But regardless, a shot was off the target. And you almost get the feeling that anyone can win this contest, because there isn't a lot of consistency from both these teams this season. Harborview want their first 2 game ball given away. Here now is DeAndre Thomas. Bygrave wins it back. Here's McFarlane, twisting and turning McFarlane. And again, having the pass and didn't take it. Here's Nicoy Christian trying to get it to Andre McFarlane, does so. Here's Christian with Levy to contend with, and Levy does well. Levy does very well. And I think that moment there would have exemplified what it is that I was saying earlier about Andre McFarlane and his decision making. Had the pass to his right in Nicoy Christian, but decided against it. And then the attack just petered out into nothing. And based on the flow of the game now, you would think that Dunbeholden FC, they have the better of exchanges so far. And Bailey, here now is Bygrave. Bygrave trying to get by Talbot. He's a very good defender, Ajani Talbot. There's now Timar Lewis loses possession to Atkinson, not to McFarlane, not to Bygrave. Thomas doesn't make the run. Bygrave comes off. What a shot! But over the crossbar. That was some good attacking move from Atafarai Bygrave. And the ball had dip, had pace. It wasn't on target, so warning shots fired. And the Harborview defense, they must take heed. And they could pay the penalty. Atkinson to Bailey. Forced to go all the way back to his captain. Good touch from Bygrave. And then Atkinson. Now DeAndre Thomas allowed to win possession almost in the box of Harborview. Here he is, 2 to contend with. Goes to the byline. And this should be a foul. Easy call for referee Morrison. Was a missed time challenge, a late challenge. Gave Kevin Morrison no other chance but to blow the whistle. And Nicoy Christian walks over again to take this free kick. The Dunbeholden players, they're queuing up inside the box. They have 5 inside the box. Bailey lurking just outside. He's entered the 18-yard area now. So 6 Dunbeholden players inside the box, waiting for a decent or a good delivery. Nicoy Christian goes to the front post, and it comes off the head of Bennett and goes behind for a corner kick. Again, problems at the back for Harborview. There's another corner kick inside. Was decent. No, Norman Campbell can break. It's 2v2 now for Harborview. Romario Campbell goes on a run, and the pass just came off his heels. And Harborview had a glorious opportunity there on the counter-attack. Here's Nicoy Christian. Christian inside to Bygrave. And a poor pass trying to pick out Andre McFarlane. Here's Mullings on the left-hand side. 0-0. Played over the top. Shaquille Dyer. And then it's booted downfield by Shavon James. Shavon James actually played for Bridgeport. And James was a part of the 2009 team that lost to St. George's College in the Manning Cup final, 3-2 at the National Stadium. Would have played in that team with Darren Mattox. That one was cheeky from Norman Campbell. Atkinson, searching ball. Atafari Bygrave does well. Here's Talbot to Neal. Christian. McFarlane looking for a foul. Kevin Morrison says no way. Play continues. Romario Campbell. And these are the areas that I don't necessarily want to see Romario Campbell. And it happens because he's starved of possession high up the park. So he's forced now to come deep and pick up possession. Dunbeholden goes all the way back to their goalkeeper now with their captain. So if you track the Harborview team, it's almost as if they're playing with a 4-2-3-1 formation. It's a throw-in. They're playing with a 4-2-3-1 formation from what I'm seeing, with Gianluca Levy and Kemar Bennett sitting just in front of the back four. It's a poor pass. Easy save for goalkeeper. That's goalkeeper Smith. So Levy and Kemar Bennett sits just in front of the back four. And the three just in front of them, Norman Campbell, who is now on the left-hand side. Well, Norman Campbell is actually on the right-hand side now. It was on the left. Timar Lewis. As this one is played harmlessly through to goalkeeper James. So the three in front of Levy and Bennett. Norman Campbell is now on the right-hand side. Timar Lewis on the left-hand side. And then Romario Campbell in that number 10 position, just behind Tevin Scott. As a corner kick is forced out of this one. No, referee Martin says it's a goal kick. And just looking at these players and the formation of the Harborview team, Romario Campbell doesn't necessarily link up play between himself, Norman Campbell, Timar Lewis, and Tevin Scott. And one of the reasons is because Harborview, for some reason or the other, they just don't seem to have control of the middle of the park. This one is flicked on. And Dice puts it out for a throw-in. Neal to take it. To Scott. Possession given away. As Dice gives up possession to Neal. Romario Campbell. It's Norman Campbell, and then Neal and Campbell collide, and a throw-in for the Dunbeholden team. Here's a chance for Bailey, and Bailey on the right-hand side now. Here he is trying to cut in on that left foot. Here's Bygrave. It could come to Bailey! Oh, what a save that was! The ball came through to him fortuitously, but did well to get a shot off. And an equally good save from goalkeeper Tafari Chambers in goal for Harborview. And Dunbeholden with a glorious opportunity. Had to try and get something now from the corner kick. Here's Christian to put this one inside the box. Heads go up. It's headed out. Christian, another opportunity. Gets by Levy. Here's Christian. This one sits up at the back post. Still with Dunbeholden. And it's booted behind for a corner kick again. So pressure exerted on the Harbourview back line. They've done well so far, but only just. Bailey to take this corner kick from the right-hand side. It's one low. And Shaquille Dyer skipped it. Back to Bailey. Bailey swings this one. Oh, they're queuing up. There were 3 Dunbeholden players at the back post. And the header was off target. I believe it came off the head of Andre McFarlane. What an opportunity that was. There's a Harbourview player down though. Slowly getting back up. It's a Johnny Talbot. Takes a lot to keep a Johnny Talbot down. So the Harbourview team have gone through numerous amount of changes in the last 3 seasons. So it was Ludda Bernard who was here a couple seasons ago, maybe 2 seasons ago. Then Ricardo Bibi Gardner was a head coach at the start of last season. It ended with Fabian Taylor as a coach. And then this season, Howard Cephas is the coach. And Gregory Bartley is the technical director. Here's DeAndre Thomas. Now an opportunity for Norman Campbell. Campbell cuts inside, closes the play, Norman Campbell. DeAndre Thomas. Mullings puts it out for a throw-in for Dunbeholden. So I spoke about the Harbourview team and the 4-2-3-1 formation that they seem to be employing. Here's Dice. Dice does well. And to pick out Bailey. Comes off the head. Now it's almost as if Dunbeholden, they're playing a 4-3-3. And at times it looks as if it's a 4-4-2 as well. When they attack, it's definitely a 4-3-3. As Bailey heads this one forward. Decoy Williams gets it to Timar Lewis, who does very well. Lewis now to Tevin Scott. Scott to Gerald Neal. Neal. And I think that he was probably going for a pass there. But in the end it came through to goalkeeper Smith. Here's Bailey now. Switches play. Atkinson. Christian. Lovely ball from Nicoy Christian. And a whistle on the play. Harbourview's free kick. Into the 30th minute now. Still no goals. And Dunbeholden with the better of exchanges probably should have had a goal. Bailey's shot that was saved by goalkeeper Chambers. And then a free header at the back post for Andre McFarlane, who you would bet 8 out of 10 times you would think that he wouldn't score from a header. Doesn't necessarily score a lot of goals, Andre McFarlane, and they don't come from headed efforts. Kevin Reed is a lone figure in front of the back four for Dunbeholden. There's now is Atkinson, Bygrave, Christian, whose preferred foot is his right foot. Maybe that tells you why. Tafari Chambers in goal for Harbourview would be the busier of the two goalkeepers. By far. By the way, I said, tell you some results from yesterday. Waterhouse coming back from the CONCACAF League, where they lost 2-0 over 2 legs to Honduran club Motagua. Came back and they defeated UWIFC 2-0. Oh, by the way, since their 4-0 beating of Tivoli Gardens at the Mona Bowl, they've not won a game. And must be cause for concern. Here's a lovely ball to DeAndre Thomas. Saved up with the foot. And then the follow-up there from James was a defender who found himself in an attacking position. Just couldn't sort his footing out. Here is Nicoy Christian. Now Bennett. Romario Campbell. Good touch to Timar Lewis. Now to Neil. And Neil's cross charge down. Use this opportunity to tell you that Alliance Sports Network carries the Red Star Premier League season games every week, and you can go over to alliancesports.net or download the Alliance Sports Network on the App Store. You can become a member for $3.99, that's US dollars. And the portion going towards league development, and I think that's the key, that's important. Not a bad crowd. Dunbeholden, they seem to travel well. Portmore team, or the St. Catherine team. And James is back up. Will have to leave the park. Here they are now, Dunbeholden to restart proceedings from this goal kick. This one flicked on to DeAndre Thomas! It's wide. Lot to do about nothing. And they... Again, Harbourview just falling asleep at the back. So just to, again, give you some results. So Waterhouse goes from Stephen Williams, 34th. Keithy Simpson in the 73rd beat UWI 2-0. Portmore United and Tivoli Gardens, they drew 1-1. As Harbourview almost got themselves in some problems there. Rashane Spence in the 27th. Shea Smith in the 49th for Portmore. Spence scored for Tivoli Gardens. Here's Dyer. Chip ball over the top, looking for Andre McFarlane. Heads this one inside the box. Gerald Need cuts it out, and it's passed downfield, finds Romario Campbell. Now to Lewis, then to Scott, and then to the fence. Humber Lion, Leonardo Jebinson. His goal in the 69th minute was enough to get by Veer United 1-0. In Veer United, they seem to have found the going tough since beating Portmore United in their opening game. Malines United, famous words, or like not really famous, from Lijasu Sims. The 6 is real, 6 straight. Ryan Brown in the 38th minute, giving them a 1-0 win over Mount Pleasant Football Academy. The first defeat for Paul Teagat Davis since being given back the role as head coach. And then Arnett Gardens in the late kickoff on Sunday, 2-0 over Cavalier. Vishnu Harris and Giovanni Sims. Here's a chance! And again, still there! And it's booted over the crossbar from 5 yards out. Give credit to goalkeeper Chambers there, who put his body on the line. But Atafari Bygrave, you have to score from there. But even before you lay the blame at his foot, you gotta put it on the shoulders of DeAndre Thomas. So Thomas got the earlier effort. Just couldn't get by. Maybe took a touch too long. Was trying to maybe top out the ball through the legs of the goalkeeper. And it just didn't happen for him. And you think if anyone will score for Dunbeholden FC, it's DeAndre Thomas. Because almost every time that Dunbeholden get a goal, it's his name that's on the score sheet. He scored in the last few games. He would have scored in the 3-1 defeat to Cavalier in the opening game. And again, Harborview just out of sorts. He did score a couple of penalties leading up as well. Scored against Portmore United in that 1-0 win. Scored against Vere United as well. Actually scored twice against Vere United, one of which was a penalty kick. It's Harborview through Tevin Scott. And a chance here, it's curled! And the goalkeeper manages to pull off a save. So just checking back in their last 5 games, DeAndre Thomas has failed to score in 2 of those 5 games. And the 2 games that he didn't score, Dunbeholden didn't score. They lost 1-0 against Malines United. And they lost, I believe they lost against Waterhouse as well. So the games that DeAndre Thomas didn't score, Dunbeholden lost 1-0. There's another ball in the box. Goalkeeper comes bravely and punches. Poor touch there from Norman Campbell. That's rare. Good move from James. Here now is DeAndre Thomas. Couple of step overs. Gets by one. Ball inside the area. And the sad part about that, having done all that good work, was that there was only one Dunbeholden player inside the box, Atafari Bygrave. And he wasn't even close to being at the end of that cross. Now that's poor. Here's Levy. To Mullings. Norman Campbell doesn't make the run. Tevin Scott doesn't make the run. There's Levy again. Now to Bennett. Mullings. His cross is blocked. And they seeing Sidney McFarlane as well on the Harbourview bench. Sidney McFarlane would coach Harbourview's under 13 team. Coaches the youth teams. They won the under 13 competition, SAFA competition. It's just the senior team that isn't really producing in the last few years. It's Kemar Bennett. What can he produce here? This one is still a chance. Dickar Williams just out-muscled Andre Dice. That's a huge matchup there. As they're probably the biggest players on the park, Dice and Dickar Williams. Here's Dice now. And a couple minutes away from the halftime interval. Mario Campbell. Now to Norman Campbell. And that one wasn't to the windows, but definitely to the wall. So since a couple of opportunities, especially the one to DeAndre Thomas. So they're battling now. Harbourview, they've had a lot more possession. Here's Norman Campbell. Ball inside. Here's Tevin Scott. Now to Romario Campbell. Campbell does well. And still no shot just outside the 18-yard area. And when it is that you're under pressure, you're not getting goals, you're not getting results, sometimes you can blindly just hit the ball at goal as long as you're around the 18-yard area. Who knows, something might happen for you. And something might happen for Nicoy Christian here. Disguised pass, it was good intention. DeAndre Thomas made the run, was asking for the ball to be played over the top. It's Bennett. Back to Bennett. A strong challenge there. And then Dice is being penalized now. No card. Andre Dice is really giving Kevin Morrison an earful. Kevin Morrison just keeps his cool and is smiling away. No card. But a free kick for Harbourview. What can Harbourview do here before the halftime whistle? Mario Campbell to take this one. They're queuing up inside the box now. This one floated to the back post, headed towards goal. And it was a tame one. Easily handled by goalkeeper Smith. Downfield again, DeAndre Thomas does well. Bailey, back to Thomas. Stripped of possession by Mullings. And not a lot of options in front of him. Finds Tevin Scott somehow. And Tevin Scott being shoved in the back by Shaquille Dyer. Free kick for Harbourview. Can't they get a goal just before the halftime whistle? And it's not far away. Here's Levy. Decoy Williams. Johnny Talbot. Back to Levy. So 2 minutes of time to be added to this first half. So another 120 seconds to play. And Kemar Bennett almost stripped up possession. Talbot comes to the right hand side to Gerald Neal. And Gerald Neal doesn't look up. Kemar Bennett in the middle of the park is forcing the ball on the right hand side. Here now is Levy Oh, what a lovely ball through to Romario Campbell. And Campbell is in an offside position. And Levy must be very upset with Romario Campbell there, because he was able to look right across the defensive line to see where he was. Long ball downfield to Bailey and Dunbeholden. Mullings to Campbell. Campbell trying to go between two players. James, then Bygrave, and Andre McFarlane is falling over, then pulls over Timar Lewis. And Kemar Bennett trying to take the free kick quickly. And a yellow card here shown to Andre McFarlane. Now the question I'll ask Kevin Morrison here was, now Bennett was trying to take a quick free kick and McFarlane just tried to prevent him. I was going to say you need to be at least 10 yards away. This one not kept in. So throw in here for Dunbeholden. Can they get something before the whistle goes? I don't think they'll have a time to do so. And they won't, as referee Kevin Morrison signals the end to this first half. A first half that has been, I won't say dominated by Dunbeholden FC, but they definitely had the better of exchanges in that first 45 minutes. Had a couple of opportunities early in the game. Goalkeeper Tafari Chambers would have pulled off one good save from a left-footed effort from Kimani Bailey. DeAndre Thomas had a glorious opportunity to beat the goalkeeper, but took one touch too many. And that goalkeeper Chambers was able to close the space, the angle down, and pull off the save. And Atafari Bygrave with a follow-up booted the ball over the crossbar, about 6 yards out. At the end of it, Harbourview didn't create a lot of opportunities, but they do go in all square here at home against Dunbeholden. So another half of football to play, and 3 points still to fight for these two teams. We take a break. When we come back, we'll have action from the second 45 minutes.
In the game so far, and here's some of the highlights in the game. This is the first goal from Brown. Gets it just between the two defenders and really just powering home for his and Malines United's first goal. And Ryan Brown wasn't finished. And just to look at that again, look how he took the ball nicely between the two centre halves. Great pass that from Nelson. And whichever way you see that, that was some goal. First touch was good. And blasted the right-footed shot past the goalkeeper. And this now is the second goal. Dixon doing some good work and just squeezing it off to the advancing Hodges. Look at how Dixon just eludes the defenders, just holding them off, and Hodges goal poaching, timing his run to perfection. And then that was the straw that completely broke the back of Portmore. And there are the statistics. Malines United, 5 shots on target. Well, 5 shots, 4 of them on target. They committed 11 fouls to Portmore's 6. Interestingly, no offsides for either team. How often do you see that? Malines United with 1 corner, Portmore with 3, and the 1 yellow card in the game was given to Portmore United. Interestingly, both teams shared the possession, and those were the statistics. The one that matters most, Malines United 3 and Portmore 0. We should be joining Ali McNabb in a minute now for a chat with the 2 coaches. Ali, are you ready for us?
Thank you, Orville.
A bit danger here, and here's a chance for Wilson! Wilson twisted and turned and did all kinds of things, but didn't get the shot on target. But Arnott Gardens now beginning to come into their own.
Yes, they're settling, they're at home, and they should be the team that's going to settle first. Here's the opportunity. Beat his man nicely, got around, should have fired a shot first time. Good defensive work. The center half, I believe it was Salmon who came across and kind of closed him down.
Damien Hyatt there, the goalkeeper, looking on pensively. Fabian McCarthy is standing up over it.
And you know, football is a very ungrateful game. All that possession by Arnott might come to naught.
5 white shirts to aim at for McCarthy. And here's McCarthy. Goalkeeper coming down and just punching it away. Not a bad effort, it was dipping.
And it brought out a good, here it is.
Yeah, McCarthy with a shot. It was dipping at the near post. It looked a little bit dubious, but the Gardens goalkeeper.
It was a good save in the end by Hyatt, Orville.
Wait, here is he. The ball coming over from the throw. He controlled, was at an angle, but banged it off the post. And he's such a quality player that he can hurt you. And he got by the defender, put it on the right boot, and clanged it against the post. Certainly the one that is most involved. It's going to be Sims with the free kick now. Floats it inside, and the goalkeeper punches. He could have held that, I think. Here is the... Oh, that was a disappointing effort, that by Wilson. And the ball...
But the intention was good.
There's the goalkeeper punch. I thought he should have held on to that. And
well, he took no chances, and the resulting kick was not what it should be. And as we saw last week, Farquharson from a similar distance.
Yeah. Let's see. It's a Price. Oh, that wasn't far away. That was not a bad effort. And that was that. Oh, it's floated over towards the back post. This could be interesting. It's Samuels' shot. That's well saved.
Now we know why they brought Samuels on the field. He's an attacking wingback. That was a glorious opportunity, a training room effort. Here we see it again. Everybody expected the shot.
He was hiding that down the left-hand side. Is the substitute Samuels. Got it on his left foot and banged it, and it's a good save.
Excellent save.
From Atmel Knight. Be very careful. Now, Visional Harris, Wilson, and Price standing up over it. Looks to be Harris with a kick. Harris!
Oh, great goalkeeping. Great goalkeeping.
Visional Harris has hit the target once and has forced a brilliant save here.
Well, Knight saw it all the way. He skimpered over to his left. There is a shot. Well placed.
The defensive side. Here's a free kick.
Goalkeeper all in.
Just under 10 minutes of regular time left. And that may very well be the end of that. Maybe not. Here's a chance for Stewart.
That was a glorious opportunity for UWI to steal the game.
This was the ball inside. It is Stewart it is who rasped this right-footed effort, the number 22. And it didn't miss by, can get something going in the dying minutes. It's floated up by the goalkeeper. No, you're never ever going to beat Atmel Knight with that. And Atmel Knight goes down. And that is the end of that. The two teams shaking hands.
To see what happened to him again. And Devon Hodges looks in good shape because normally he's a pudgy type player. He doesn't look too bad there.
Yeah, So it's, as you see there, Ryan Brown being taken off. And in a minute now, we'll see Devon Hodges going in. That's the substitution. Hodges, who was at one stage one of the more feared strikers in Jamaica, has had national experience, played overseas, and just now going in to see what he can do.
I believe he was down at Mount Pleasant for a little bit as well.
Yes, he was.
He's normally, as I said, a pudgy player. I don't know because he's getting older, but he looks a little in shape for me right now.
Yes,
so I'm anxious to see what he's like.
This could also work against them because here's another opportunity. It's slipped to the right. That's a good ball, that, by Frankson, who's looked good in that centre-half position.
Well, he's using every inch of his 6'3" counter attack. He's going to let Hodges go.
Hodges spoons it over towards Farquharson. Farquharson, it's dispossessed. And they just couldn't work their way through. And at the back of the field,
Hodges just doesn't have the mobility and the guile that Brown has.
Looks unimpressive so far, truth be told. Substitution for Malines United. I don't think Shekloud will be coming back. Tajahid Dixon is the number 9. He's come on for the injured Shekloud. So let's see what difference he can make. Ball in the middle of the park. And here is Shaw, as you said, wasn't the worst.
Wasted ball, sir.
Straight through to the keeper. I hear that you used to bang them, Ali.
Well, I came from an era where you know how to kick the ball.
Tahahi Dixon, the dreadlock Tahahi Dixon, the substitute. And he loses the throw. One thing I've seen from Rastafarians, whenever they come on in the Red Stripe Premier League, they're always very fit.
And full of energy. Yeah?
Full of energy. I've yet to see a Rastafari, let's say a player with the locks, that comes on in the Red Stripe Premier League and is not full of running. Here's a chance for...
the adjustments that were made at halftime is just made to keep the game at 2-love, rather than that effort looking as if Portmore is going to equalize. You don't feel that energy.
No, you don't get the sense. Well, certainly for the first few minutes in this half, they did look the part, but the goal's not coming. There's Hodges. Hasn't really impressed in the time he's on the field so far. He replaced the man that scored twice and really hasn't added that same sense of impetus. Resolute defense here, Ali. Here's Hodges, twists and turns and manages to find a teammate. That one will come. Asking for some running here by Wilson. Wilson gets inside. Wilson, where is he going? Here's a chance for a shot at goal.
Well, the dread came on. The dread has...
The time when Wilson went down the right-hand side, pulled the ball back for some reason, didn't take the shot. Dixon got it. And the goalkeeper, nobody could get to the end of Johnson's cross. And here's Dixon now. Seems to be a little crowd favorite. That's a good ball on the outside. Comes to Hodges now. Hodges has dropped off deep. The gauge could go. Here's Dixon. Dixon is dispossessed, but the crowd likes him. Why is it that every time a Rastafarian player goes on the field and the crowd seems to like him? I think Ali will be going across the field for the... one would suggest that the fat lady now beginning to clear her throat. Here is Hodges. What will he do? Well, he does absolutely nothing with it. He was a prolific goal scorer in his day, once scoring, I think, 10 goals in a game for Rivoli. He doesn't look like scoring a goal here. He holds up an apologetic hand to his teammates as if to say, yeah, I know that didn't look great. And could create some problems in the league. Here is Dixon. And again, the crowd likes it. Whenever he touches it, he squeezes it to the start for Hodges. It's 3-0. Hodges finally scores. Some hard work by Dixon down the left-hand side. And passes it to Hodges. And watch the dance and shaven ball. Well, you would quickly want to forget this. And it's 3-0 now to Malines United. The defending champions are being embarrassed here at Tonic Gardens, really. Shaven's son Paul looking like a broken man. And Hodges is saying, well, I did it. He owes a lot of that goal, though, to Dixon. Look at the hard work by Dixon. Just easing off the defender, making the cross, seeing Hodges, the goalkeeper, Shaven's son Paul. And this is Dixon. Just eludes the challenge of the defender, slides it across the goal. And Hodges, first touch good, second touch goal. And, well, they began in this rather impressive manner. And there's the meet and greet. And there's a team meeting and just having a greet with each other.
The end of the first half would be to be a bit more attacking. Maybe not just a bit, but a lot more attacking in this second half. There's Bennett. Strong challenge, so here's Bennett again to take this free kick from the left hand side. I'm not sure what that was about. And then Tevin Scott came off his head to go out for a goal kick for this Dunbeholden team, who probably should have had a goal in this contest in the first half, but just couldn't find the back of the net. Here is Bennett for Harbourview. And then Harbourview pretty much picking up from where they left off in the first half, of really not putting their passes together for some strange reason. they haven't connected. Levy to Neil. Neil to Lewis. Lewis dispossessed. Back to Neil. Back to Lewis. Gets by Dice. Here is Timar Lewis. Cuts inside on his left foot. And Atkinson win possession. And then Neil picks out Levy. Oh, what a pass. Offside. Harbour warming up a player. Next to be Mark Alves. Kemar Bennett is down. And just out of shot. So Harbour may be forced to make a change here. It's Kemar Bennett. Looks as if he would probably be able to continue. Mark Alves been given instructions. It was warming up Mark Alves. And Bennett is leaving the park. Harbourview will be hoping it's not for the final time, but based on what we're seeing, it could very much be for the final time on the night. So they're momentarily down to 10 players now, Harbourview. Here's Levy. Romario Campbell gets by one, trying to get by another. Does so. Here's Norman Campbell. Gives it away too easily. Bailey, his pass is a little bit behind Bygrave. Oh, lovely ball to McFarlane. And McFarlane step overs. A lot more effective than the pass. Ooh, that was late and a crunching challenge. And Kevin Marston allows play to go on. Here is James for Dunbeholden. Inside now to Christian. And Christian's ball inside the box is cut out by Johnny Talbot. And here is Harbourview. No real movement in front of Talbot, who is taken down, and a whistle on the play. So Harbourview will be making a substitution. Bennett, as he said, comes out. And Mark Alves comes in. Here now is Mullings. Took a deflection, goes through to the goalkeeper. The second half is lacking in intensity, to be fair. And probably the most entertaining thing that we've seen in this first half was a couple of step overs from Andre McFarlane. There's Deontre Thomas. Can he spark something for Dunbeholden? Goes on a run. Good defending again by Talbot. That's the reason why he's been called up to the national program, senior program. Was a part of the under-23 squad. Bailey and James's pass couldn't pick out Bygrave. Good touch from Tevin Scott. Mullings all the way back to goalkeeper Chambers. Gives it back to Mullins. Inside to Alves. Good turn from Mark Alves. To Levy. And Levy is right between the... If this was cricket, caught at the corridor of uncertainty. Here's Tevin Scott. Poor touch. There's James. Christian. Decoy Williams comes, he plays it back to his goalkeeper. And the similarity between James and Nicoy Christian is not just that they play on the right-hand side for Dunbeholden, is that they both attended Bridgeport at some point in their life, but not during the same time. And goalkeeper Smith showing his footballing skills. As Alves, good turn. I don't think he will go for the shot. Who am I to think? Clearly Mark Alves feels that Harbourview, they're not scoring because they're not shooting. And you're not going to score if you're shooting like that anyway. Talbot heads this one out. Here's Romario Campbell. Cuts back on his left foot, Romario Campbell. Inside now to Alves. Good turn from Mark Alves. There's Mullings, James. Wonderful challenge. And then does well to win the throw-in for his team. Oh, good move from Nicoy Christian. And that one got the crowd involved and wins the free kick.
Did you see that?
I guarantee you he will be telling his grandchildren about that in years to come. Here's Dice. Love the ball over the top for Bailey. Janet Talbot hesitated, and it was enough to give Bailey room. But then, good defensive work, but he's a fighter, Bailey. Here's Levy. Probably the calmest player on the park. Here's a 3v3 situation now. Ball played to Tevin Scott. Good defensive work from Shaquille Dyer. I thought it was a good defensive move. Referee Kevin Marston thought differently. It's a free kick for Harbourview. Harbourview with this free kick. Luca Levy will take it. John Luca Levy. Levy will take it. There's Levy. This one floated inside. Chance. It was a free header to probably the tallest player on the park, Nicoy Williams. Headed it down, but too much down. That was the closest Harbourview have come to a goal here. Been shoved under this one. Nicoy Williams. That's the captain's armband. Was all the way back to a Johnny Talbot. Atkinson does well, gets the throw in. Still possession with Harbourview on the far side. And we're approaching that point in the game. We're starting to feel that you probably won't get a goal tonight. Well, the last time I said that, we didn't get a goal on the night. We're still some minutes away. Probably made that call with round about 15 or 10 minutes to go. Should be Harbourview's ball. And based on how these two teams are playing, here's Mark Alves. Since he's come on, he looks the most likely to get a goal. Here's Norman Campbell. That shot had pace but didn't have the direction. Norman Campbell operating from the left-hand side now. Here's Christian. He's trying to pick out the run of Deontre Thomas. Now, at the start of the broadcast, when I mentioned Andre McFarlane, I did say that he tends to go in and out of games and go missing in games. I reckon since the start of this second half, he probably hasn't touched the ball, Andre McFarlane. Here's Bailey, has seen a lot of possession. And he has done that a lot of times as well, giving up possession. Romario Campbell now. And again, just not picking the passes, Harborview. As Norman Campbell is very quick, Norman Campbell. James, probably quicker, wins a goal kick. So good defensive work. A nice battle here developing on this left-hand side between James and Norman Campbell. Smith gives it up to Timar Lewis. It's one back. Thomas. Good challenge from Talbot. Levy. Scott. Possession given away, one back by Harborview. Neal. Campbell. Lewis. Alves. Foul. Free kick Harborview. A substitution about to be made. And it's a visiting team who will make it. No surprise here. Andre McFarlane comes out. So Andre McFarlane comes out. Carruthers comes in. It's a rather unusual name. And Tevin Scott standing over this one. Romario Campbell too. Here's the Norman Campbell chance. And again, it goes a pecking. It was good, intelligent play from Romario Campbell. Saw the run of Norman Campbell. And from Campbell to Campbell, can't convert. Decoy Williams wins this header. Dunbeholden wins this throw-in. Dunbeholden again. No Harborview. Now Scott keeps possession. Scott cuts inside. Romario Campbell, Levy. Decoy Williams all the way back to goalkeeper Chambers. Lovely pass from Chambers to Mullings. Mullings slips and then plays the ball aimlessly forward. Shaquille Dyer deals with it. Now to Alves. And to Romario Campbell is trying to play it back to Alves. So another free kick. similar position, but I don't think that Harborview will go for that tricky chip over the top. This one maybe be taken by Romario Campbell. To be Romario Campbell. Maybe Romario Campbell, want to say back in his days, but it's still his days. Romario Campbell in his prime could deliver something special from this distance, could very much do so still. So a four-man wall setup. The goalkeeper is trying to set up a four-man wall. It's some distance out. It's going to take something special to beat the goalkeeper. And it's hit straight to him. It's a late challenge from Norman Campbell, Romario Campbell. And Romario Campbell gets a yellow card. Shaquille Dar. Shaquille Dar always looks like a sprinter when it is that he's going forward. Atkinson loops this one over, and the whistle is being blown because it came off the arm of Atafarai Bygrave. Now the second substitution for Harborview. Be taking out Timar Lewis. So Rashawn Anglin comes in. Has done a good shift. Dorian Tommins is a fourth official. Decoy Williams. Mullings. And again, and Andre Dice got a whole lot of the ball and got a whole lot of his marker. So Janet Talbot trying to calm things down and gets it forward. Levy wins possession. Romario Campbell, good challenge. And then a challenge from behind. Play, says the referee. Romario Campbell could get a yellow card here. He just got a yellow card moments ago. And I think had he not picked up that yellow card for the challenge a few minutes ago, he would have gotten one here. And referee Kevin Morrison just saying to Romario Campbell, calm things down. And if anything, that was retaliation for the challenge on him that wasn't called. It's Dice. Talbot. It's this one out. Christian does well to keep possession. Levy. Alves. Trying to get it through to Campbell, and again it's Campbell up against James, and James gets fouled again. And what James has done so well in this battle with Norman Campbell is that more often than not he gets his body in between ball and man. So in order to get possession of the ball, Norman Campbell has to go through him. And so far, on at least 3 occasions, it has resulted in a free kick for Dunbeholden. Is that a far right Bygrave? Now Mark Alves cuts this one back. gets back possession. Alves forced to go back towards his goal. To Neil, back to Talbot. To Neil again, does well, Neil. Here's Gerald Neil, and Shaquille Dyer cuts this one out easily. And here is James. That's a substitute. Gets it now to Nicoy Christian. Looks up, spots the run from Bygrave and picks him out. And the referee says that came off his arm. Mario Campbell. And since the substitution, Romario Campbell has switched positions. So Kemar Bennett would have been playing alongside Levy, appearing in front of the back four, or two holding midfielders. And since the substitution where Alves came on for Bennett, Alves has gone forward, and it's a lovely pass to pick up Bygrave, and he goes for the shot that could turn into a cross. And the goalkeeper wins possession and bows it out to Alves. Now Alves has gone into that attacking midfield position. The ball over the top, trying to pick out Norman Campbell. No success on the left for Campbell. Looking to reap some success on the right-hand side. Here's Alves. Does well, gets by James. And then Caracas does well to win possession. Here's Levy. Gets it to Mark Alves. And Alves goes over in the box. That was a clean challenge. They're falling all over the park now. Atkinson tries to pick out Dean Andre Thomas. Good defensive work again from Ajani Talbot. Romario Campbell. Norman Campbell. Angling. Levy. Romario Campbell. Trying to pick out Tevin Scott. And James does the clean-up work at the back. Here's Gerald Neal. Sustained spell of pressure here from Harbour View. Can they make it count? Here is Neal. Needs a good cross inside the box. It's not a bad one. Head towards goal. It's just over the crossbar. Norman Campbell with a headed effort. Gerald Neal with the cross. But the finish wasn't there. So good build-up from Harbour View. But no end result for the Stars of the East. So a show of what this Harbour View team can produce. It's just that they don't produce it consistently. Throw in for Harbour View. Here they are, this one out for a throw in. And again, this is not the first time. This is maybe the fourth or fifth time that I've seen a pass gone astray on this left-hand side for Harbour View. Carafas almost gives up possession. Levy wins it. Now here is Alves. Good turn from Mark Alves. Romario Campbell. Alves again. Nicoy Christian does well. Gives up possession. And referee Kevin Marson says it's a free kick for Dunbeholden. Christian pick out picks out Carruthers. Here's Romario Campbell. Switches play. That's a lovely pass. Very well done. Good defending from the captain at the back, Shaquille Dyer. Romario Campbell again has seen a lot of possession in the last 5 minutes or so. And Tevin Scott goes for the long range effort. Here's James on a run. Gets it to Carruthers, needs a good cross. It's not a bad one. It comes to Dean Andre Thomas. It's blocked by Johnny Talbot in nick of time. End-to-end stuff now. Gerald Neal, Romario Campbell, Alves, possession given up. Atkinson now. Mark Alves guilty of trying to do too much. Shaquille Dyer. I wonder who would be the player of the game at this point. James has had a good game, the right fullback position for Dunbeholden. Sean Dice has made some very good challenges, so too Dyer. Here's Tevin Scott. And that time it was Dice again. So right as we're talking about the player of the game, Dice makes a telling challenge and gets Dean Andre off and running. Big decision here from Kevin Marson, only a yellow card to be shown to the Harbourview captain. Well, you call that taking one for the team, because had Decoy Williams allowed Dean Andre Thomas to go through there, and he could have been one-on-one on goalkeeper Chambers, and based on the fact that he scored 4 goals in 5 games, you would pick Dean Andre Thomas to beat the goalkeeper, but it wasn't to be. My player of the game, though, if I'm to choose one and anything can change, would definitely be Dice. Andre Dice of Dunbeholden. He's been very good at the back. So Atafara Bygrave. Nicole Christian setting up for this one. Is Christian smashes the woodwork. How close will Dunbeholden get before they score? How long will Harbourview continue to live on the brink? And goalkeeper Chambers will be very happy to see that one come back off the crossbar. There's Anglin. Norman Campbell, good turn from Campbell. It's still Norman Campbell, good defensive work from Shaquille Dyer again. There's Dean Andre Thomas, gets it through to Bygrave. Can he get a shot off? Won't be allowed to. Carruthers' first touch is absolutely atrocious. Robbed of possession. Fouls his marker, Reed. About to make a double substitution here, Dunbeholden.
Substitution for Dunbeholden.
And Dean Andre Thomas comes off. No goals for him tonight.
24.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's probably sad to say, but it means that he won't get a goal tonight. And as we said, that so far this season, in the games that he haven't scored, Dunbeholden haven't scored. And probably a crowd favorite here. Ricard Orrit. Dave Moore was the other player coming on. There's Levy, Anglin, Tevin Scott, Atkinson gives up possession, and Dave Moore looks to be carrying some extra weight. Went to school overseas back in Jamaica now. Dave Murray played at Dintil Technical, lost at the Costa Cup final to St. Elizabeth Technical. Was at Waterhouse, Dave Murray. Here's Reed, stripped of possession. Mario Campbell. Ball inside, Andre Dice again. Early, alert to the danger, puts it out for a throw-in. Here's Romario Campbell, goes for the shot, and it goes wide. Now Dunbeholden hoping that the double substitution will spark something, anything. Harbourview, they've made what, 2 substitutions, and it gave life for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then all the energy out of the substitution was drained. Here's Romario Campbell, back heel pass to Tevin Scott. Did he keep it in? No, he didn't. Throw in Dunbeholden. And the most we can tell you in the last 3 minutes or so, as this game is concerned, is that the wind has certainly picked up. It tells you that there isn't much happening on the field to tell you about. And these two teams now starting to, they're on the border of being absolutely poor. Here's a shot, and the goalkeeper mishandles it. A big call, and the assistant referee says goal. It's a speculative effort from Mark Alves. The goalkeeper spills it, and the assistant referee says it crossed the line. The assistant referee now under the microscope. So Joshua Jackson, the assistant referee on the far side, he saw what happened. Speculative effort, and this is not what you want to see. And the referee now in the thick of things. From the naked eye, definitely, it's questionable. And if you were to ask me, I think that may have crossed the line, but the question is whether all the ball had crossed the line. So the goal will be credited to the number 20, Mark Alves. And even what we're seeing is inconclusive. But Jackson, immediately as it happened, the assistant referee, Joshua Jackson, signaled to the referee. As we have another look at it. So here's the shot, it bounced. And I think, from what I've seen, that's inconclusive. But then again, we saw it from an angle. And the assistant referee would have been in position to make the decision and make the call. It was a big call. Now Dunbeholden, they're trailing this game. And not a lot of time to get back into it. Harbourview about to make their third and final substitution. I think this one is just to wind the clock down. Here's a corner kick for Dunbeholden. Johnny Talbot first to it. Romario Campbell second to it. So substitution now to be made by Harbourview.
Substitution. Player number 6 coming out.
So Akeem Mullings being taken out.
Being replaced by player number 29.
And O'Shane Staple. So Harbourview's job now is to protect this lead, and referee Kevin Marston is going for the back pocket. And it seems as if it is James who has been shown the red card, the straight red card. It's all happening now. So Shavan James, I'm not sure, I didn't see what happened. There's a Harbourview player down. And we're being told that there was an elbow thrown. Well, looks to be Norman Campbell, number 10 for Harbourview. And James will get an early use of the shower. For his sake, he will hope that there's running water. As if not, it will be very uncomfortable for him, as it is expected to be for Dunbeholden in the last couple of minutes of this game. So they're down to 10 men, Dunbeholden, and they're down a goal, but something can still happen. As Gerald Neal, you wonder now if Harbourview will go for this one. Here's Norman Campbell. And Shaquille Dyer, very quick across. And wins, gave up the throw-in. But Norman Campbell was bearing down on him. And throw-in for Harbourview here. To be a long throw inside the box. Alves trying to get to it. Romario Campbell very slow to it. Here he is. Love the ball to Mark Alves. Drills it across the face of goal. Comes back to Alves. Here's Levy. And straight to the goalkeeper, who this time gets his body behind it. Not leaving this one up to assistant referee Jackson. Here's Atafarai Bygrave. Can he get off a shot? Does. Side netting. The 89th minute. And now in minute 90. 1-0 lead for Harbourview. What is a precious 1-0 lead at this stage. They have to keep their cool, Harbourview. In a minute of regular time to go, and I reckon probably maybe about 4 or 5 minutes of time to be added. Dunbeholden will know that all they need now is 1 goal. Now 4 minutes of time added. 4 minutes for Harbourview to hold on. And 4 minutes for Dunbeholden with 10 players to at least get back on level terms. The last time the teams met here at the compound, it ended 1-1. Decoy Williams taking his time. Goal kick here for Dunbeholden. And goalkeeper Smith probably would want to travel on the bus home tonight. And if he does, I reckon not a lot of persons want to sit beside him. Unless somehow Dunbeholden get a goal back here. And it doesn't look as if they are going to get one. They look more likely to concede than to score a goal in this late moment. Here's Reed. Tevin Scott has gone down in the center circle. And the thing about it is that the referee isn't obliged to stop the game if a player is down, unless he feels it's a head injury, which clearly Kevin Marson doesn't think that it's a head injury. No, he will stop play because the ball is with the goalkeeper. Tevin Scott being attended to here. And we've played over 2 minutes of the 4 added. The time here could very much be added on to time added on for this stoppage. And referee Kevin Marson wasn't in a position to try and overrule the assistant referee, because the assistant referee was in the right spot. Tevin Scott is off the park, so both teams down to 10. Harbourview probably voluntarily. Dunbeholden involuntarily. Goalkeeper Chambers running some more time down. Mark Alves can take his time in getting back onto the park because it's even now at 10-10. Carruthers. There's Romario Campbell battling with Shaquille Dyer and wins the free kick. We've now played the 4 added minutes. So it's about time added on onto time added on now. And I'm not sure, you're the team down. You want every second of play that is there. And Dunbeholden, they're taking their time to get back into position. Harbourview will knock this one around and to try and get it to the corner flag. Here's Dunbeholden. Is there time? There isn't. That's all she wrote. And the decisive goal is maybe a controversial goal, but it's a goal nonetheless. And at the end, in minute 83, Mark Alves gets the lone goal of the contest. And Harbourview at home, 3 points, 3 big points, 3 valuable points for the Stars of the East. Dunbeholden, their tough start to the season continues. And they will hope from here that it will only become better. But it won't happen tonight because it's a goal that could have been prevented. The goalkeeper was at fault, and the goalkeeper, while the team will point fingers at the keeper, while the team will point fingers at the goalkeeper will point fingers at the assistant referee. But Mark Alves will point his finger on the scorecard because his team, his goal has made the difference, and his team leaves with 3 important points. We hope you enjoyed our coverage here on Island Sports Network. We will carry games every week here on Island Sports Network, and you can support by downloading the Island Sports app on the App Store, and you can subscribe at $3.99, and a portion of it will go towards league development. So on behalf of the entire production crew from here in St. Andrew, windy and cool St. Andrew, it is Harbourview 1, Dunbeholden FC 0.
the leather. One woman up, we go get the cheddar. We feel like a